Hi, welcome to Inspiration Daily for December 22nd, 2021. I'm your host, Gina Greenlee of ginagreenlee.com, and today's inspiration is the discontinuance, the elimination, better word, of library fines. It's happening all across America. I remember all across the United States because the United States is part of America, as in North America. It's not all about the United States. And I guess it was probably right before the pandemic started, maybe like in March of 2020, that my home library in the Gulf Coast of Florida said they were doing away with fines. And I thought, really? I've never paid a library fine in my life. Maybe years ago when I was a child or a teenager, but um, the fact that the book isn't mine and I only have it for a certain window is what inspires me to read these books in a timely fashion. I still buy books, but not nearly the extent that I used to. If you have a book in your personal library, it's easy to just, I'll get to it sometime. But if there's a book that isn't yours and you've got to return it in 2 weeks, or else there are, consequences. Yeah. Um, it inspires me to keep reading on a regular basis. So I asked my librarian. I said, "Oh, is this something unique to the library in our county?" And she said, "No, it's actually happening all over the United States." So of course, because I'm a curious cat, which is why I'm doing a podcast. I'll call it a podcast, whatever you call this, Inspiration Daily, a vlog. I looked it up, and I will put the link to the vlog episode where I talked about reasons to be cheerful.world, started by David Byrne. That's where I did some research, and there's tons of articles out there, but I really like reasons to be cheerful.world. And so here's here's really the reasoning behind this, why this is happening all over the United States. Studies were conducted, and they have shown the library systems have done studies, and those studies have shown that fines all have almost no effect on the timely return of books. And I can testify to that as a person who not one who's been late on books and racked up a lot of library fines, but I'll go to request a book and it doesn't exist because somebody took it out and never returned it. And there was I was like, okay. And so you can find people till the cows come home, but it didn't mean that the books were coming back, or they were coming back in a timely fashion. So it says in Reasons to Be Cheerful, the stick does not always encourage good behavior. And I did an episode on the 21st that talked about Emilio Castillo, who's the founding member of Tower of Power, and how his father said to him when he and his brother were stealing in the streets back when they were youngsters, because Emilio Castillo is now 71 years old. He said, stay in your room until you find something more productive to do. And what they found was music, and he played the saxophone and became the founding member of the great R&B band Tower of Power. So the stick does not always encourage good behavior. Fines not only don't encourage borrowers to return books, they act as barriers that deters folks, especially low-income folks, from using the libraries at all. So library are going free finally, and I will put the link to the article. This is all over the internet. But you can, I'm going to put the link to Reasons to Be Cheerful because I really like them. And so, I'm inspired by, there's an intersection here between social justice and capitalism. And libraries actually have been doing this. I mean, there's a lot of news around it now, but libraries have been chipping away at this incrementally, really, since 1977, for seniors, for children, for people who are disabled in 1992, for teens in 2001. So And what are the effects before I conclude? It says here a number of library systems have seen patronage rise as overdue books are returned and outstanding fines are forgiven. In Chicago, so here's some hard statistics. In Chicago, for instance, the number of returned overdue books jumped from 900 a month, returned overdue books to 1,650, and 11,000 of the folks returning them were new to replace their library cards. So um, it's what happens is, if you don't return a book, they will charge you. Like you'll be given a grace period, and then if the book doesn't get returned, you'll be charged for the book. But the nickel and diming of 25 cents here's every. So I really love this. It's very positive, and eliminating the carrot has shown increases in positive statistics. The library's job is not to police people's behavior. That's not the library's job, and they recognize this. So that's the social justice piece, and it also was a barrier to people who would benefit from the library, which is an incredible space in the community of the United States. And furthermore, it actually increased the rate at which overdue books were being returned. So people don't respond necessarily to the stick, and you can extrapolate that out to all other areas of society. But so today's inspiration is Reasons to Be Cheerful, which is an actual website. And the elimination of library fines, again, there's a lot of news about it now, but it's really been a work in progress for decades. And I just think that's good news. It's inspired as one who loves to read book, write books, make books, and the library is my second home without question. It's my home away from home. I think this greatly inspires me to just hang out there even more. Bye.